EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State in the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Washington Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with second and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2 at the 33-yard line.
And this throw will be intercepted.
Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste, and he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Joey Sly on for the extra point.
He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0.
Commanders 7, Cowboys 9.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Up the middle, here's Elliott. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Prescott fires one out wide, complete. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bates. The Cowboys had 0-3 here to begin the campaign, and you hate to have to say it this early in the season, but getting close to must-win time, is it not?
And I totally understand why you expressed it that way, because it's so early in the season, it feels like hyperbole. But I think you are spot on this one. Yes, there's still time to turn things around, but they've got to start to win right now if they have any hopes of trying to make the playoffs.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up on Mike Hughes. And the Cowboys are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Inside give to Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
It's the loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 46-yard line.
Looking left sideline, it's complete. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down. A costly penalty there. A lineman got downfield, and for the moment, that cost him 6 points. After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. It'll be a gain of about 5, but they're left with a 3rd and still about 12 to go.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on 3rd down. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Jonathan Allen. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Gibson until about the 23. These two teams met in our nation's capital earlier this season with the Commanders picking up the win at FedEx Field. So they are gunning for the sweep here in Dallas. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Jackson.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. Finding space at the 40.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. They go play action now. Jackson. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 more yards there and another first down.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Again, that's Hurst. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be second down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Second down at 6 now from the 42. Straight ahead, Gibson.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
The Cowboys make over a first down at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. And right side, they're going to go option here. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. They find some open field here. And all the way down to the 29. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. Stopped short of the 25. The second effort couldn't free him. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
8 yards to go on 2nd down.
He's got his man. It's Gallup. And that's a touchdown, but hold on. There is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Gibson again.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. And the tight end goes in motion left. Now a first carry here for Robinson.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
And now Jackson will look to throw it.
Complete. It's Dotson. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he will get enough for a first down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
First down, Washington.
Here's Jackson to throw.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing is Jackson.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Malik Hooker.
And the Commanders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
After
a quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit after they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a two-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. Two-hand. Oh, I get it. Two-hand monster, both hands on the football, taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped. Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 3rd down, Jackson.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Prescott. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Cowboys get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From the 6. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And leading 10-7, and they may just want to get this to the locker room.
They begin the drive with Robinson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Jackson.
He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Jackson on first down. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
But Washington looked to get this one back, and indeed they did. They will still have possession.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top.
As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. From just inside the 20, a short kick. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Second half starts with a run by Gibson.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
They'll go again with Gibson.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From midfield now, here's Jackson.
That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
They go play action with Jackson.
Throwing it Terry McLaurin's way again, and he's got it. And the Commanders are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
Remember, as they try to run the ball down here, Charles, this is the number 2 rush defense in the league.
So do you accept the challenge up front? Do you get your offensive line together, get your tight end in the ball game and say, I don't care that they're number 2. Let's go ahead and show them that we can run the ball anyway? Or do you do the best thing and throw the darn thing and try and get in the end zone?
Maybe that's wiser. Gibson again, and he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Commanders 17, Cowboys 7.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all? And Prescott, his third interception. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
Hey, that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Fourth down, Prescott. He's got a man, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Prescott. Flush to his right. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Dallas, Texas is the spot, 3rd quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Michael Gallup with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Cowboys are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Extra point up and through. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And the Cowboys are right back in this football game. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. They'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
From the 36, Prescott. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown! Ezekiel Elliott, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Point after, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more. Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 57 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Washington.
Brian Robinson Jr.,
31 yards.
And the Commanders will add to their fourth quarter lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Commanders 31, Cowboys 21.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Prescott to throw it.
Got his man, it's Fehoko.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be second down. Looking to throw. Prescott trying to lay one up deep. He's got a man complete.
And he will be taken down, but a big play there as it comes just as we reach the 2-minute warning.
A first down carry by Elliott. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Running the jet sweep as Prescott bats it forward. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
And they'll get him down right about the 20. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to get it back to a 1-score game. And his kick is right there. It's good, and this is back down to a 7-point game.
Well, no field goal attempts for him until the final quarter, but no hesitation on his end. He comes right out and nails his first field goal try.
But give him a lot of credit, too, because he stood there the entire ball game, but has managed to stay with it both mentally and physically. When they called on him, he was ready, and he knocked it through the post.
And they're going to have very poor field position as he's out of bounds at his 7-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Robinson up the middle.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Well, backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Now Jackson.
Able to connect with Dotson.
And they work this out past the 25. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Here's Jackson. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence.